On the banks of the mighty Mississippi, Memphis 901 FC is in need of 3 points if they want home playoff matches. Meanwhile, North Carolina FC needs them to make the playoffs. Who blinks first? We'll find out next. It's USL Championship Soccer. From Memphis, Tennessee, it's USL Championship Soccer in the heart of downtown at AutoZone Park as North Carolina FC visits Memphis 901 FC. So glad to have you alongside us here tonight. I'm Jeff Private alongside JJ Greer. An intriguing matchup tonight, JJ. Memphis 901 FC missed an opportunity Wednesday in a scoreless draw to get points and get maybe even second place. They have to have the points tonight. Meanwhile, North Carolina FC, they're just a couple of points off the playoff line in the East.
And North Carolina FC, they're a really good team. I know they're in 10th place near the bottom of the Eastern Conference, but they're really a great team. A couple more positive results, they'll be right back into playoff contention. Of course, you want to be in the top 8 to make the playoff contention. 901 FC sitting at 5th, right outside of home field advantage. Of course, it's top 4 for playoff contention in the Western Conference. So both these teams need this win, and I think 901 FC has got a really good shot at it this evening.
Well, for the second straight match, 901 FC is going to face one of the hottest goalkeepers in the league.
Jake McGuire, the 30-year-old goalkeeper from Pomona, California, is having a really strong season with 9 clean sheets and 22 matches played. He pitched a clean sheet in North Carolina FC's last match out with a 5-0 rout versus the Oakland Roots. North Carolina FC will need Jake McGuire to make some big saves tonight if they want to get a positive result away from home.
Well, chances haven't been a problem for 901 FC, and Bruno Lapa leads the way with 57. Memphis, though, has to find a finisher.
The 27-year-old attacking midfielder, he's the offensive catalyst for 901 FC with 8 goals and 3 assists, but he struggled earlier this week against Hartford Athletic. He was actually subbed off at the half, but his manager, Stephen Glass, has got a lot of faith in Bruno Lapa, and he finds himself right back in the starting 11. I think Bruno's going to have a lot more joy in this match, as he also has Marlon and Samuel Carriaga back in the starting lineup.
Well, it's the sprint to the finish for seeding and playoff appearances. North Carolina and Memphis starting lineups, and the first kick come your way next.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back to AutoZone Park in downtown Memphis. Saturday night, USL Championship Soccer. And again, as we said, going to be another test here for Memphis 901 FC. They're going to be those new community kits tonight, the all whites. They teamed up with the Cancer Kickers and North Carolina FC. going to be in the dark uniforms this evening. It's going to be a formidable challenge tonight for Memphis 90 FC going against this lineup. You see McGuire back there in net. They'll have Perez and DaCosta up front. Perez just a couple of goals on the year. DaCosta with 5 goals on the season. But the one you got to watch out for over here on the right wing in midfield will be Conway. As you take a look, Evan Conway in a Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin, 9 goals, a couple of assists. He can sweep down and get you. Meanwhile, it'll be Tyler Derrick back in net tonight for Memphis 91 FC. They'll put Marlon Santos. He's back in the lineup. Carriega up front. That's key. 91 FC, JJ, without both of those prolific goal scorers on Wednesday night.
And Wednesday night, of course, you were held to a scoreless draw. Having Marlon and Samuel Carriaga back in the starting lineup, paired up with Bruno Lapa. I think we're going to see some goals tonight, Jeff.
About ready to go here from downtown Memphis. Officials, Kalen Radisov will be the referee. Ricardo Ocampo and Eric Burton will be the assistants, and Wes Coette will be the 4th official tonight. Underway here in downtown Memphis. You can grab some early possession here as 91 FC is going to press down a little bit, trying to pin North Carolina back in that corner. And some numbers up front here for 91 FC. Way from distance, that'll skip along the turf. You can see Dylan Borzak was turning around. Maybe he was hoping he was going to be the mark for that intended. I think he thought that may be a pass, not a shot.
Well, we said 91 FC needs to test Jake McGuire early. Lucas Turchi took that to heart. The center back trying for a strike from about 50 yards away.
Counter opportunity, but Derrick races out before Ezra Armstrong can get on top of that one.
Well done from Tyler Derrick, continuing the form that he was in this Wednesday against Hartford Athletic. What a brilliant match he had earlier this week against Hartford Athletic, of course, holding Hartford Athletic to a scoreless draw.
Take a look at the injury report brought to you by Campbell Clinic. Nico Brett, of course, out. North Carolina should be in good shape. No one out due to injury here tonight, and that is your injury report presented by Campbell Clinic. Well, we just saw a quick counter that time by North Carolina FC and Ezra Armstrong. Wednesday night, we witnessed a very good possession game by Memphis and even pressed up front with about 2 of their big goal scorers. But we also saw them, when you do that, you can have a counterattack put against you pretty quick.
Really quickly. And, of course, Hartford Athletic, they had some really physical, really fast, mobile strikers up top. I don't know if North Carolina FC quite has the pace that Hartford Athletic had earlier this week, but at the same time, they got some really skilled, probably better in front of goal, though, to be honest, Jeff. Maybe not as athletic, but a little bit more clinical in their finishing. So 91 FC are going to have to be really aware on the defensive end of the field.
Quick header on the right side by Colin Martin out of Chevy Chase, Maryland. Be right back out of bounds. There's Stephen Glass, named head coach back in November of 2022, and pretty much has another playoff position security. He's 12 points clear that payoff line. And again, he is trying to get another home match. Here comes Borzak, and Borzak pushed from behind by Justin Malou out of Senegal. Now the question will be, was he above the 18 or inside the box?
Oh, there it is.
Card.
He was the last man, Jeff. I think it was definitely outside of the 18-yard box, but I was wondering the question if he was the last man, which he indeed was. It's got to be a yellow or a red, and he was the last man. That's a red card.
And the fact that you saw the arm extend is probably what changed it from yellow to red. Well, last man, he gets that arm, and you could see that a mile away.
Yeah, you could see it a mile away, and it's really the fact it might not have been the most physical of plays, but he clearly came through the back of Dylan Borzak, who's always hustling. He's now see Justin Blue already being ushered off the field. He said, "Come on now, let's go." You might not believe it, but it's happening. 2 minutes into this match, Jeff, and we've already got a ton of action. Justin Malou being sent off. You see on the replay here is a great through ball from Abdoulaye Sissoko, and Justin Malou just goes right through the back of Dylan Borzak, and our center official, Kalen Radisov, he stood there for seemed like forever.
Yeah.
And then he finally made the call. He called the foul. And then he's like, well, if I called the foul, that's the last man. It's got to be a red. And indeed it was. 4th
red card of the year on North Carolina FC. And so Justin Malou with 1 goal on the season out of Senegal. Another look at this excellent pass. Here's where he gets on top of him.
Yeah.
And then you can see just the subtle elbow kind of comes out.
Just right through the back. Dylan Borzak did a great job of getting his body in position in front of Justin Malou. And Malou took him down. He's the last man, so it's got to be a red card.
Well, he checked with that final official. Little chip shot off the head. Return, and that's going to be tipped up into the Bluff City of Mafia behind net.
It's always a really tough angle from that distance, especially now players are starting to put, you saw a man laying on the ground, so the wall can actually jump, but then there's still a player on the ground, so they can't go over or under the wall.
Now, John Bradford's got his work cut out for him now, entering his 4th season as the head coach of North Carolina FC, and first as sporting director. He was promoted in December. And so now he's got to figure out how to play almost 90 minutes shorthanded.
88 minutes with 10 men. You can just throw whatever plans he had out the window.
Turnover and a hold. They'll get away with that one out to the right side. And a trip, and they'll call the foul as they took Marlon down. Well, JJ, I think we're going to get a lot of what you call, because you played at the USL Championship level tonight, down 10 with 88 minutes, a lot of professional fouls. It's going to be really your only option tonight.
I'm really shocked that wasn't a yellow card. Paco Carreg was clearly beat. You see Marlon here just kind of give him the shoulder, whoop, and go the other way, and Paco Carreg just grabs him, takes him down. I mean, he was clearly beat in a dangerous position like that. Oftentimes that's a yellow card, but I think Kalen Radosov, the center official, he's like, I just gave him a red. Maybe it might be a little harsh to give him a yellow, but you can see North Carolina FC clearly struggling with the pace of 901 FC up top.
Terriega on the right and Lapa on the left. Terriega takes a look. He's got 7 goals. He'll be trying to move one in. He'll leave it along the ground looking for a one-timer. Little chip shot, and they're going to knock that one out of bounds before Memphis can get a finish.
See the set piece play right there, taken right off the training ground. Bruno Lapa just slid that ball across the 18-yard box, but just didn't put enough oomph on it for it to reach Zach Duncan in time. I think North Carolina FC did a good job of reading that play as well, but it's good to see 901 FC coming up with plays in the box. See the replay here. Bruno Lapa just trying to slide that across the 18-yard box, and North Carolina FC doing a good job of defending it.
Comes the corner. Looking for Sissoko, but it's going to be Jake McGuire who jumps out and grabs that one. 27 goals conceded, 72 shots faced, 45 saves. He saves at a 62.5% clip. He's got 9 clean sheets this season.
We said he's going to have a big game, Jeff, and I think he's going to have to absolutely stand on his head at this point, being down a man virtually with the whole game to be played. He's going to have to come up huge for North Carolina to even have a chance at this match.
Duncan Naturchi, they'll rotate it out to that far wing. Memphis going for the jugular right into the 18 that time, but it is cleared. Well down to the right side, and now a counter opportunity for North Carolina FC. Suddenly back, chipped in from distance from Colin Martin. They'll settle it back down out here from long range. Armstrong just trying to put it in their dangerous ball. Now Borzak a chance to turn things up. He's got Marlon ahead. They'll widen things out. Didn't quite have the numbers to put that counter together. Imagine what you'll see a lot of now from North Carolina FC. Any kind of trouble, just vault it out of bounds and try to reset defensively regardless of where you are on the pitch.
North Carolina FC, they're going to have to play a really smart game, much smarter than they've played probably in the first 7-8 minutes of this match. See that man Ezra Washington, the defender, left back for North Carolina FC, very talented player, but he's got his work cut out for him tonight, Jeff.
Well, the veteran from Gastonia, North Carolina, 3 goals, 5 assists. He made 41 MLS Next Pro appearances for St. Louis City 2. Now with North Carolina FC. They're 8-9-9, 2-2-1 in the last 5. They've struggled away from home at 2-7-3. And again, only 2 points shy of the playoff line. But North Carolina FC's had their success. They've gotten 4 results against 901 FC, 3 wins and a draw in the series, this being the 6th match between these two clubs. 6 wide here for Memphis, and instead of going into Marlon or Borzak, they tried to swing it outward. They were looking for maybe a second touch for Akeem Ward, but the pass led him way too much. Definitely
a frustrating sequence of events right there. A wasted opportunity for 901 FC. Bruno Lapa with a fantastic switch of the field. Sprung Samuel Carriaga and Akeem Ward were wide open down the far side of the field, and Carriaga and Akeem Ward not able to sync up.
If your regular 11-on-11, as the normal match would be, at least this early, probably not a bad thought. You stretch things out, but when you have the numbers, you can speak on this. You played at this level. Now you did want a bunch of extra numbers inside the 18.
Absolutely. You want to get numbers forward, but at the same time, 901 FC, they're going to need to maybe temper their expectations a little bit. Stay patient even though you're a man up, you don't want to, start getting stiff, have that anxiety build up, and then start panicking, when things aren't going right for you. And then all of a sudden, North Carolina FC, we talked about the counterattack. Maybe they counter and score a goal. So if you're not a 1 FC, you want to stay patient, stay calm, and get numbers forward.
Zada took the feed from Sissoko. They'll drop it back. And now they'll just reset. Built from the back off the foot of Derek. 26 goals, 77 shots faced, 51 saves. He saves at a 66.2% clip, and he's got 4 clean sheets. Over the top. Marlon trying to get around. There's the shot, and he's going to roll it in. Marlon Santos. Been a while since he's put one in the back of the net. It's going to be his 8th of the season.
What a fantastic ball that was from Lucas Turrety, just clipping Marlon Santos in. Great run as well. Intelligent run. That's what we saw a lot from Marlon at the beginning of this season, just splitting those 2 center backs, running right down the middle. Pretty much Route 1 football, but Marlon got the best of him, touched it around Jake McGuire, and then slotted it home. And now you can see him celebrating with the fans, and the smoke is billowing at AutoZone Park.
Jake McGuire came way out on that one. Great service, as you mentioned. Put it right there. Caught him in between. He thought about going for it, then took a step back. That's where Marlon caught him.
Look at this touch right here, Jeff. Right around Jake McGuire. Had him moving laterally, but he couldn't move quick enough. Touched it right around him and then poked it home with the left foot. You see him, nice little touch right there. Just beat Paco Craig. Let me tell you what, Paco Craig he's in a world of trouble tonight.
So that's what 901 FC really needed tonight, especially being up a player for the last 8 minutes to get that early goal. But here comes Armstrong, and North Carolina again tried it, and that was blocked by Quezada off his foot. So Quezada, nice job to get back.
If you're 901 FC and Stephen Glass, you want to keep your foot on the gas. You're a man up, you're a goal up, but don't stop now. You really want to, take the soul from this North Carolina FC team. Being at home, you got Marlon back, you got Samuel Carriaga back. That's your firepower, and it's already paying off. So keep feeding them.
Well, you want to feed off the energy of the crowd. You get the crowd right into the match. They're not kind of on the edge of their seats hoping for a breakthrough. So you give them something to cheer about, throw some energy in AutoZone Park early on.
Absolutely, really active crowd tonight. It's such a gorgeous evening out. Can't imagine doing much anything else but being here at this game. And now 901 FC really playing.
Right footer, and that's going to be just over the crossbar. Borzak trying to punch one in.
Not a bad effort there from Dylan Borzak. Of course, he would have wanted to at least keep that ball below the bar, make Jake McGuire work, but great touch right there. Great second touch, great third touch, and then just, unfortunately, I think he's leaning back a little bit too much, fading away from it. Didn't end up testing Jake McGuire too much in the end.
4 shots already. The one on target went in, but they are firing away right now at Jake McGuire. That's just going to be, unfortunately for McGuire, probably the story of this night, trying to absorb as much as you can and hope your club can get some counter opportunities.
I'll tell you what, his back 4 right now, they're not doing him any favors. One center back has already been sent off as he got beat by Marlon. Then Paco Craig, the other center back, he's still on the field, but Marlon is absolutely just running rings around him so far. So I think if you're John Bradford, the head coach for North Carolina FC, you're going to have to look really closely at some things. I would say maybe even before halftime, Jeff, he might need to try to switch some things up.
Well, the only saving grace for Jake McGuire tonight now, having only, shorthanded team in front of him, is the fact that you can pad your save numbers. Now, just by sheer volume of that, there still may be some more that go in, but by volume, you're going to see a whole lot of shots tonight likely.
Yeah, you might be able to pad the save numbers, but we'll see how many he has to pick out of the back of the net. But, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves either. 901 FC, they look up to it so far this evening, but we've seen stranger things in this game we call football.
Into the middle. Now Sissoko. NOC with the numbers ahead with the one-man advantage. Carriaga out to the left. They'll find Ward. Now Memphis settling in. They know they've got the numerical advantage. Seem to play a little bit more of a possession style. Now the favorite when you have the man advantage. Quezada trying to make his way around. A lot of jockeying for position on that near sideline. So he got tied up. Good job by Armstrong at least to stop the momentum. And really, with the man advantage, this is probably a good strategy, good style to play here. You can work it around the horn. Look for something once you get into that attacking third.
Absolutely. Be patient. Draw out this North Carolina FC team. We talked about them wanting to stay compact. Make them stretch.
Here's Borzak. Borzak makes his way in. Back to Ward. Marlon, the quick touch. Duncan. Able to get it to Quezada. Oh, throw it up there. Right into the hands of Jake McGuire. Now, if you can play that possession style, too, one thing you don't think of, and it's not a big deal now, but the fact that the red card was issued 2.5 minutes into the match is that the attrition and fatigue is going to build. If you play that possession style, you can just force North Carolina to have to run from sideline to sideline for a while. You're going to put a lot of extra meters on those legs throughout the evening.
Absolutely. Make them move. You know, move the ball. The ball always has moved faster than the player, and it always will. So if you're 901 FC, stay patient, keep the ball moving, and then once you see opportunity, take it and be ruthless with it.
15th minute here in Memphis, already a 1-0 lead for 901 FC as Marlon gets his 8th goal of the year. And again, the red card on Justin Malou in the 3rd minute chased him out of the match. So 901 FC playing with a one-man advantage. This will make you have to be a little bit more cautious if you're the team with only 10 men early on. Last thing you want is the match to get chippy and you incur an unfortunate second red card. Just slow pass that time. Not much on that one. It's picked off. Here comes Perez. Oh, hard one there as they got into DaCosta. Well, he and Duncan exchange a few words.
I was to say, Rodrigo DaCosta, it looks like he kind of baited Zach Duncan into it, but it looked like Zach Duncan got all ball. He got all ball there. Yes, there was a coming together after the play, but Zach Duncan had already gotten all ball. So the referee, Kalen Radosov, he's standing right there at it.
I think his feeling, and Stephen Glass is going to agree with it, once they got all ball, though, that right leg may have wrapped around. I think that's probably what he saw with the naked eye.
Yeah, it was just, I don't think Zach Duncan, did it on purpose or anything, and I know that doesn't necessarily matter. It doesn't mean that's not a foul, but it was mostly he was lunging for the ball, got it, and then, went down. And almost like they just got tangled up. So a very, very interesting call there. We'll see if it costs 901 FC. Definitely didn't. Stephen Glass, the head coach for 901 FC, definitely did not look pleased.
So you got Maldonado, of course, right there in the center of your screen. Looks like it'll be Louis Perez out of Paris, France. On the right, it is. He's got a couple of goals on the year. Maldonado with 3. And off the post. Dangerous ball headed out by Sissoko. That made it through, and I don't think Derek picked that one up cleanly. He didn't make a reaction until it hit the post. He was really blinded by the wall in front of him.
There's not really much that Tyler Derrick could do on that one. I mean, luckily for 901 FC and Tyler Derrick, it careened off the post. But, Jeff, I wasn't sure if it snuck through the wall, if the wall wasn't a solid wall, if the integrity of the wall broke down, or if Louis Perez was able to get that up and over the wall. But as we see here in the replay, just right off the post there. Tyler Derrick knew nothing about that, but he was very fortunate it didn't end up in the back of his net.
Yeah, good job by camera operators, because we didn't even pick it up, too, until it got past. You could see Derrick take a quick look, and he knew that I hope the post is close enough to that strikes the post.
Some nervy moments for 901 FC, and it all started from, I got to say it, a relatively strange call from Kalen Radosov on Zach Duncan, who poked the ball away from Rodrigo DaCosta, the former 901 FC player, and I think you could see the staff for 901 FC having a lot of words for it. I think they're in disagreement with that call, and it almost cost them.
And the corner headed, not yet clear, though. That's been the post to stay away from the last 2 matches. Memphis 901 FC had the unfortunate bounce off the post Wednesday night, and now North Carolina FC. So the post to the right of the keeper on the far end of the field right now has been the savior for 2 keepers over the last 2 matches.
Absolutely, and I think that would have been some hard luck from 901 FC off of that foul to have a goal scored like that, and you're up a man. You've been dominating this match, but I said it before, soccer can be a very interesting, cruel game at times. We'll see how 901 FC responds.
They've taken advantage of the man advantage, 72% on possession early on here in the 19th minute. 901 FC, that just came dead off the right side of the foot. Maybe caught that up near the tongue of the boot.
They'll throw it in there, and Derek had that one spinning. Would have been well wide, but Derek takes it, moves it up. Again, Malou with a red card, and North Carolina FC playing with 10 men. 3rd minute red card on Malou. Got into the back of Borzak in the 3rd minute. Borzak had taken a long feed from Sissoko right at the 18-yard box.
You see North Carolina FC holding their line. They're not trying to get drawn out by 901 FC. Now they're starting to creep up a little bit. We'll see how 901 FC can get out of it.
Well, they'll rotate. That time they had Conway, the man moving. So maybe a situation that may play a diamond up front and designate one man, kind of be the guy that runs around, applies pressure. That way you're not getting the whole 4-man crew fatigued at the same time, and you just kind of rotate the guys out.
Absolutely, and it looks like at the top of that diamond is Evan Conway, number 11 for North Carolina FC. He's going to have to put in a lot of work chasing around the ball between the center backs, between the defenders. I highly doubt he'll be able to keep that up for 90 minutes, so we'll see who John Bradford brings in off his bench to keep that energy and pace up so they at least have an outlet up top.
On Lapa's feet, back to Turchi to Lapa. They'll go long, as they say, Quezada breaking open just a little bit to Borzak. Borzak, Quezada. Wanted to go right back to him. He's either trying to go to Quezada or thinking Duncan was going to push forward that time. Numbers bear out momentarily for Memphis. Before Hindman comes in. Headed through Duncan. Subtle touch. Marlin trying to get around. Can't do it. Washington clears it. Ward trying to find Loppet. 901 FC retains possession at midfield with Turchi.
You see 901 FC, as soon as they turn the ball over, if they can just swarm it and win the ball back right away, they'll be able to keep possession. That's something that you're taught early on in soccer. If you do about 7 seconds of work to get the ball back, you'll save yourself about potentially a minute, 2 minutes of work, especially when you're facing a team that's good in possession.
Run of play continues. Duncan swings it over to the sideline, Quezada. Duncan again manages things in the middle of the field very well. He finds Borzak right side. He's onside. Borzak feeds it in a goal. 901 FC now takes a 2-goal advantage. Playing a man up, and Borzak, just a beautiful run and a great feed and a great final touch, as Marlon now has 2 goals tonight.
And that's why you want him back, the Brazilian Marlon. But look at this ball right here from Zach Duncan into Dylan Borzak. That's a very intelligent run from Borzak, and what a pass as well. Just cuts it right across the 6-yard box, and Marlon slots it home. See on the replay again here, Dylan Borzak just in acres of space and just slots it right around the back of Bryce Washington, and before they knew it, Marlon is once again scoring. He's already got a brace in the second half.
We had been looking in the last month to see Marlon kind of get back. He was the early goal scorer for Memphis. They started putting a mark on him. Then we saw Bruno Lapa come on. He's got 8 goals. When they started to kind of, isolate Lapa, then Arriaga came on. Now you kind of got a 3-headed monster for Memphis 901 FC.
You see the difference it makes. It's so obvious. You can see now, of course, Marlon's got 2 goals, but you got Arriaga back on the field as well. But it allows Dylan Borzak to kind of do more what he's. You see North Carolina trying to put some pressure on 901 FC, but having those guys back in the lineup, Jeff, allows Dylan Borzak to be more free roaming and do other things besides being maybe the key lone goal scorer.
Ward on that far sideline. Maintains possession, keeps it in bounds. Back to Hyman. Throws it ahead again, looking for Marlon. Marlon looking for the hat trick and a kick save, that time by McGuire.
I tell you what, Marlon so close to getting a hat trick within the first 23 minutes of this match. What a ball that was from Emerson Hyman. Kind of a knuckling ball, once again, right around the back of Paco Craig. He's got no idea what's going on right now. He's just chasing shadows, trying to chase Marlon around, and Marlon just didn't quite catch that one clean. He had Jake McGuire kind of in no man's land, but a good save by Jake McGuire, kick save.
So Memphis will build from the back yet again. Again, they get the 1-man advantage. Touches it. toward Quezada, a little bit behind.
Jeff, you just watch the strikers of 901 FC, Marlon and Dylan Borzak, Bruno Lapa. They're just chomping at the bit, making those runs, trying to get around the back of North Carolina FC, and they've just had so much success doing it. And you can see if they time these runs right, there's going to be a lot more goals in this game.
From midfield will be Hyman. We enter the 25th minute. Again, a quick 2-0 lead here in the 25th minute. Marlon Santos whipped the brace. We'll have a chance for a hat trick tonight. Nice look at those new community kits for the Cancer Kickers.
Great looking kits. I've always loved the white with the gold trim. Really good looking kit. And so far, 901 FC performing extremely well in the new kit.
Maybe wearing those as much as possible right now. You got to play the momentum. You got the momentum in these kits. It was really neat. They had some of the youngsters come out that Cancer Kickers helped benefit, come out and introduce the starting lineups this evening.
So great, and great cause and great kit. You know what they say, Jeff? Look good, play good.
There you go. High off the back of the head of Ward. That's going to make its way out of bounds. So Marlon glad to get the 2 goals, at least the 1 goal, much less the brace tonight. It had been since that June 28th match against Phoenix here at AutoZone Park. 901 FC won that one 5-1 the last time that Marlon had put one in the back of the net.
And if you're 901 FC and Stephen Glass, as you get to the business end of the season, that's exactly what you want. Marlon's kind of been in a bit of a drought, but if he can start getting hot towards the end of the season, it's exactly what you want heading into the playoffs.
Maldonado with the long throw in. Trying to find his target, Rodrigo da Costa. He's got 5 goals out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Costa actually spent a little time with 901 FC. Into the 27th minute. Get 901 FC tonight. Goals in the 10th minute by Marlon, and again in the 22nd minute by Marlon. Big story, though, is Justin Malou in the 3rd minute picked up a red card. A lot of distance on his throw-ins. So anytime they can get a throw-in within 20 yards, it's almost as good as a corner kick coming from either sideline.
Oh, it certainly can be a weapon, especially if you have a player that has a long throw-in on him. It's exactly like having a set piece on the ground. If you've got some big boys that you can throw in the box as well, that are aerial threats, it could be a great opportunity and a great threat against the other team.
Yeah, you can see Quezada calling for it. He's going to have it. Quick touch, and Lapa trying to get out of trouble. And Duncan with the foul. He got into the back of Ezra Armstrong.
It's also great to have Zach Duncan back on the pitch tonight. Of course, he wasn't out earlier this week against Hartford Athletic, and he's typically a regular starter in the midfield for 901 FC. So it's great to have Duncan back. Who else? You got Samuel Carriaga back. You got Marlon back. You got Dylan Borzak playing more of a regular position. And 901 FC so far flying.
So 901 FC will work it back. You got a whistle as you have a player down for 901 FC. Well behind the play. That's going to be Marlon. And he's got a pair of goals this evening.
So Marlon's taking his time getting up. Not sure what happened. Looked like something might have happened away from the ball, or he got up gingerly, but he looks to be okay. You see here, Marlon was pressuring the goalkeeper, Jake McGuire. Maybe McGuire catches him on the follow through. Yeah, and looks like that's exactly what happened, right in the thigh.
Wind out of you. 29th minute. Ready to resume play, Sissoko. Perez will come up, tight on Sissoko. They're looking to cut in front and get a quick counter. Not a bad foul by North Carolina FC. They're going to have to take some chances, just looking to cut in front and maybe get a counter, but caught too much of Duncan.
They're certainly going to have to take some chances, and if they really want a chance in this match, Jeff, let's face it, they probably want to try to get a goal back before the end of this half, but it's much easier said than done. Is 901 FC, of course, one of the top teams in the Western Conference. In my opinion, one of the top teams in the entire league, and right now they're flying.
Sissoko in the middle to Duncan. Back over to Turchi. Turchi goes long looking for Ward. Ward will catch up with it in the corner. Memphis of 3 in the box. If Ward can get across, they'll cut him off, so we'll work it back up. Smart play that time by Ward. Now they'll dump it into Quezada, trying for the touch. Not able to settle it down.
Good look there from Alvaro Quezada. See him, he looks good. He's sprinting forward, he's sprinting back. Emerson Hindman, he's got a very long passing range. I always love watching him operate in the middle of the field. He's probably one of the most gifted passers on the team. It's good to see 901 FC. They stayed patient, and then they took a shot in the 18-yard box. That opportunity didn't quite work out, but we'll see if the next one does.
7-2 shot advantage for Memphis so far. 3-0 on goal. 2 of those have made it into the net, both by Marlon Santos. He now has 9 goals on the season. So he turned. Now here comes Memphis. They've got Lapa to the right side. Trying to shovel it through. Not a lot on that one. Now Duncan just rolls it through. Duncan, I think, was hoping that either Marlon or Lapa were going to take off.
It's almost as if 901 FC have an embarrassment of options going forward. As you can see, they're flying forward. Dylan Borzak, Marlon, Samuel Carriaga, Zach Duncan all joining the attack. It's great to see. Just has to be a little bit quicker, a little bit cleaner decision-making from the men up front for 901.
First 30 through, final 15 of the first half, plus stoppage time. Back and forth in the middle third. Ward was able to work it up. Memphis kind of bunched up right now with a man advantage. Now they'll work it back to Sissoko. He'll push it back to Derek, and that will reorganize things, space it out just a little bit. Now you see that diamond formation, that front four starting to come up with a little bit of pressure, and again, it's going to be Conway at the top. They get the spacing, and now Memphis can methodically move it up. Meanwhile, Hyman going long. Borzak and Marlin in an offside. I think it was Borzak that may have been a step ahead.
You see Dylan Borzak just holding up that index finger and that thumb just a little bit off. I think maybe just a little bit sooner if Emerson Hyman hits that, he might have found Dylan Borzak onside and in space.
32nd minute. Taking a look there at Paco Craig out of London, England. A couple of goals this year. Returns to North Carolina after being away for a season. Spent a little time with Miami FC. Into the center now to Martin. Swings it out. North Carolina want to take advantage. Where are you going to get an offensive set when you're down a man? So they'll have to be pretty precise, and that pass not nearly precise enough.
Not precise enough, and it's got to be very frustrating for John Bradford seeing his team get a little bit of possession. You see Jake McGuire trying to encourage his team on, trying to get his guys not to get their heads down. It's going to be very tough against a tough 901 FC team. Jeff, I think if 901 FC, if they put one more goal away and really make this 3-0 and a man up, I mean, it's going to be virtually impossible for North Carolina FC to come back.
73.2% possession right now for Memphis 901 FC, winning the duels at a 65.2% clip right now. 2-goal advantage for Memphis as well. Ward back to Hyman. Leaves it on the back door to Turchi. Turchi looks for Quezada again, who got the assist on the Marlin goal. Couldn't get the friendly bounce. Armstrong made a nice play on it. Feeds it up now down the left side. Quickly tied up was Maldonado. Armstrong into the middle. Craig to McGuire. He can't be too choosy. He's just got to go down to midfield with the long kick. Evan Conway off of his head. So Memphis resets, reorganizes. It's Duncan to Sissoko. Turchi. One defender close. Sissoko again. Now they're going back and forth, sideline to sideline. They're forcing North Carolina FC put a lot of steps on those legs tonight, down a man. They're getting them spread out though. If they want to go long, not just side to side, north to south, they're pretty thin at this point.
I think that on FC, they're just staying patient right now, moving that ball east and west, as you mentioned, Jeff, trying to draw North Carolina FC out, and now they're making their move.
Here's Ward. You got Borzak and Marlin. Quezada calling for it. Oh, trying to tip it with the foot. Not bad service. Just a little bit ahead of the toe of Alvarado Quezada.
Good opportunity there. Really good idea. You see this time both fullbacks getting forward from their defensive position. That's one fullback to another fullback. Alvaro Quezada making that run into the 18-yard box. Just a hair off was the pass from Akeem Ward.
So North Carolina FC trying to survive these final 10-plus minutes. You can get into the locker room and down two and regather themselves. And if they catch fate, potentially a counterattack. That would be a lot of momentum for North Carolina if they caught a counterattack goal. That's one thing you have to be leery of if you're 901 FC.
That'd be huge for North Carolina FC. And then conversely, if 901 FC was able to get one more before the half, I think it pretty much completely crushes the soul of North Carolina FC.
Lapa taken off his feet by Luis Perez. Week 4 USL Championship Team of the Week. A year ago, over 2,100 minutes for North Carolina FC. We'll take another look. Yeah, caught him there on the ankle.
You see Bruno Lapa not pleased with that one at all. Asking for the yellow card from the center official, Kalen Radisov. Maybe not quite yellow card worthy, but Luis Perez, I've been impressed with him so far. The left-footed winger from France for North Carolina FC. He's got a really tricky left foot. You can see he's got a lot of skill. Just hadn't had a lot of opportunity this match. And as I'm calling his name, that was a clear handball right there from Luis Perez. I'm shocked that that's not a yellow card, as that was very clearly a handball, and he stopped a potential through ball for 901 FC. You see Bruno Lapa trying to say the same thing. He said, that's 2 times in a row. He just fouled me. And then that was a clear, purposeful handball.
Well, Perez learned that footwork, came to the youth system at PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, and then he has Troyes youth system out in France, taking a look there, and yeah, caught him right on the arm there.
That's clear as day. It wasn't, he moved his body towards the ball with his hand, with his arm. It wasn't like he was trying to get out of the way or anything like that. It wasn't accidental contact. He stopped a potential chance on goal.
Got Santos, Borzak, Sissoko in the 18. Carriaga on the right there, and Lapa on the left. Lapa gives to Carriaga. He'll take a strike at it, and it's just pushed over by McGuire.
So Samuel Carriaga absolutely smoked that ball, but Jake McGuire in a good position. Smart decision as well to just parry that ball over the crossbar. Didn't elect to catch that ball, as it looked like it had some movement on it, but it had a lot of pace. Have a great angle right here. You see Carriaga just unleashes that with the left foot. And a decent save there from Jake McGuire. Great angle right here. Look at that. That ball swerving and always rising. Jake McGuire with 2 strong hands over the bar.
Comes the corner. Memphis in motion. Over the head back to Hindman. And they'll get it into center back now to Ward as he switches over. Got Sissoko and Borzak there trying to make a cut from the far side with Marlin.
See Marlin, the Brazilian, trying to snake on the sideline. 1v1, couldn't quite get it right. Was that Marlin versus Martin, excuse me. But Marlin certainly feeling himself, and why shouldn't he be? As he's himself is pretty much 2-0 up against North Carolina FC. Of course, it's been a great team effort so far from the boys in blue from Memphis.
Nearly 72% possession so far. 244 passes to 92. That's the difference when you've been up a man since the 3rd minute.
And really from that first minute or second minute, however you want to call it, right before the red card, I mean, 901 FC, they were taking it to North Carolina FC. They were being very direct, getting the ball right to Marlin, and it paid off immediately as Justin Malou was sent off in the second minute of this match.
Sissoko, and now Quezada takes off. Pass behind, well behind. Well, he had a lot of room ahead of him, but that pass about 10 yards behind.
It'll be Stephen Glass's job as we get to the end of this half and go into halftime to keep his squad focused, because the game is pretty much won now. You're 2-0 up. You're a man up. Now he'll just have to keep his squad focused, keep the guys working hard, and keep them staying really focused in front of goal. I don't think he's going to have to convince Marlon Santos too hard to be focused in front of goal, as he's looking for a hat trick after he missed the game in midweek versus Hartford Athletic. But what a match he's having so far.
Offsides on that header for Santos. Pushed through and no whistle, and that time it was Turchi. And they're continuing that Turchi may have pulled the Costa down.
I'd have to take another look at that to see what happened, but I know sometimes players will just scream and fall down, and sometimes they'll trick referees into calling it. Sometimes they'll trick referees into calling it when there's a lot of commotion, but good on Kalen Radisov for at least being near the play and not falling for it.
Quezada's pass deflected by Armstrong. And IOC has the North Carolina going backwards. We'll just send it to McGuire. Clears it to the middle third.
That's great pressure from Dylan Borzak and Samuel Carriaga. It made Jake McGuire just boot the ball long, and 901 FC gained possession. And if you're 901 FC, if you work just a little bit harder, you're always a man up. So if you work a little bit harder, you're putting that much more pressure on this North Carolina FC side that's down a man.
Turchi goes deep. That'll go untouched to Jake McGuire. Rolls it over to Craig. Armstrong and Lapa battling for possession. Who did it bank off of? But initially thought that may be 901 FC ball, but it will be a North Carolina FC ball. 41st minute. Have a couple minutes likely of stoppage time. Maybe a few. A red card. Marlon went down for about a minute, and here comes another opportunity. Can he get it off the top of McGuire, cutting the angle off?
That was a huge save from Jake McGuire right there, as Rodrigo da Costa basically played Marlon in, and Marlon always staying aware. You see him look up at the heavens there. How did I miss that? Well, he didn't miss it, because this man right here, Jake McGuire, with a huge save. Marlon trying to go over the top of him. Jake McGuire stays strong and just gets a left hand on it. You see Rodrigo da Costa saying, "Thank you so much for saving me on that play."
Lapa's going to take the corner kick. 901, about 15 yards high. They will crash in, and the header by Borzak is high.
It's a great header from Dylan Borzak. What a ball it was from Bruno Lapa as well, just dipping it right under the head of Dylan Borzak inside the 6-yard box. Typically, if a ball's landing in the 6-yard box, you want your goalkeeper coming out to claim it, but Jake McGuire pretty much knew nothing about it. Dylan Borzak with the clean header, but didn't put it on target.
Again, Marlon had gone down after he was caught just outside the 18. A red card and 2 goals. 3-ish, 4-ish minutes, I would anticipate. Stoppage time, we'll see. The red card didn't take that long, because they did come out to get Justin Malou off pretty quickly.
Yeah. Kudos to security right there. He said, "Hey, man, I saw it was you. You're off." Justin Malou couldn't believe it. He got a red card so early in the match, but he better believe it, because it happened, and it certainly was a red card worthy.
43rd minute, North Carolina, an opportunity. Numbers bear out from Memphis, and now they've got a counter chance. Marlon pulled down. You can see the jersey pulled back, no whistle. Now up to Conway, and Conway is tackled from behind by Borzak. Quick kick, they'll get it to Armstrong. Armstrong turns, stops. Centering Sissoko, able to move it out. Hyman with a nice touch. Boy, a lot of bodies flying now. Well ahead and way offsides.
Yeah, he had some big tackles flying around in there. Abdoulaye Sissoko with a big tackle before. You see Bruno Lapa trying to feed Marlon into space, and it looked like there was a lot of jersey pulling from Paco Craig right there. I mean, it was clear as day with the jersey pull, and I believe Paco Craig, he's on a yellow card already, and that very easily could have been a yellow card. I mean, it really should have been if the foul was even called, but of course it wasn't. So, Jeff, got to say, it's been a really strange half. A lot of action, a lot of maybe some strange calls, some good calls as well. But a lot of action so far in the first 44 minutes of this match.
Sissoko to Duncan. Duncan goes long to Quezada. Everyone's on side. He's got 2 in. Shot it right into Craig.
Yeah, good defensive positioning from Paco Craig, and Alvaro Quezada slammed the ball right into him, and Paco Craig did a great job of retaining possession as well.
45th minute plus stoppage time. Ward. Now Carriaga. Back again. Here is Sissoko. Sissoko. Derek. He doesn't go long with it. He'll get it back. May do it now. Sissoko.
It's really well done from Tyler Derrick as well, just as Alvaro Quezada loses that ball. But Tyler Derrick so far has been very impressive with his feet, just keeping it clean, keeping it simple, knocking it back and forth between his defenders and midfielders.
From the left, Conway. Conway throws it in there, and Derrick will just smother it.
It's good defending from Sissoko. I know he went down to the ground with the slide tackle, but it only left Conway one option to pop it up, and he popped it straight into the hands of Tyler Derrick.
Throwing it on there to see if he can get a second touch. 3-minute stoppage time added, so 3 additional minutes here. Turchi. Sissoko to the right side. They'll press. 3 minutes to go. Now, if you're John Bradford, now's where you tell your team, now press up, now take some chances, put it all out there for the final 3, and you're going to get the halftime break. Here's Duncan, slides it. Ward, unable to get to it in time.
Once again, we saw kind of the same thing we've seen a few times in this match, almost an embarrassment of options for 901 FC, and Zach Duncan did a great job of driving about 40, 50 yards forward down the middle of the field, but maybe a little bit late on the pass, but here we go again.
Quezada onside. Makes a move back to his left. Takes the shot looking for the far post. Diving out is Jake McGuire.
Great effort there from Alvaro Quezada, cutting inside this time. Faking the cross to the right foot, cutting inside into the left foot. He was trying to bend that ball to the back post. We got a great angle right here. You see him fake that cross right there. Take a touch. That ball's going far post, but not quite enough sting on it. Comfortable save for Jake McGuire in the end.
So North Carolina FC and Jake McGuire trying to survive this final 90 seconds or so with the 3 minutes of added time. A couple of dual headers now to Sissoko. He'll screen and let Derrick pick it up. .6% possession. Memphis has won 64% of the duels thus far, outpassing North Carolina 293 to 118. Frustrating here. Now North Carolina FC is going to get an opportunity with right around a minute to go.
Yeah, all off a pretty silly, pretty sloppy turnover there from Zach Duncan. Just passed the ball straight out of bounds, and we got a long throw in as well from Mikey Maldonado. And this is exactly what we were kind of talking about earlier, Jeff. If North Carolina FC can capitalize off of this.
The native of San Antonio, Derrick, comes way out. The ball is loose. He's going to be able to jump on top of it.
Derrick playing a little basketball, just kind of dribbling that ball around. You see Abdoulaye Sissoko, his center back, tapping him on the back there, but some nervy moments right there. You see Tyler Derrick
went over the
ball skill right there, yeah.
Went over the back of Paco Craig. May have a chance to make one more strike. Be getting near the end of this 3 minutes of the added time.
Yeah, you can see Kalen Radosov. Oh, there he goes. Yeah. There's the whistle.
Right on the money. 3 minutes, right at 48 minutes. We'll end the opening half. Well, it was Justin Malou that picked up a 3rd-minute red card. Memphis 901 FC with the one-man advantage for this match. They get a brace already from Marlin. Goals at the 10 and 22nd minute. We're at the half in Memphis, and Memphis 901 FC leads North Carolina FC 2-0. Welcome back to AutoZone Park. We're Memphis FC with a 2-0 lead. They're having fun out here at the half with a local dance squad entertaining the crowd. And Memphis FC tonight in their new community kits. It's their 4th kit of the season. They've teamed up again with the Cancer Kickers. It highlights the community effort in which FC is a very big part of, for cancer research. And tonight we get to meet Max, one of the Cancer Kickers teammates here at the half.
So when he was diagnosed with cancer, it shook us all to the core. And I was not really sure how we were going to be able to do this, because Tate had just gotten through having open heart surgery at Le Bonheur. I had cancer. Now the whole family was like, okay, well, here we go again.
In February of 2023, Max started having headaches. We ended up going to the emergency room where they found a tumor in his sphenoid sinus. And we were at Le Bonheur for about 5 days before he was officially diagnosed with Langerhans cell histiocytosis, which is also called LCH. And in March, he started a 1-year journey of cancer treatment at St. Jude.
Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Goodrum pounds this ball, and the boys in purple soaring.
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Yeah, trick. I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead. You're more than a superstar.
Wow, what a beautiful night here in downtown Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis FC with a 2-0 lead over North Carolina FC. As Marlon Santos with a brace. Couple of goals early on after a 3rd-minute red card by North Carolina FC here this evening. Again, we are getting near the end of the USL Championship season, and Lou City clinches that first playoff berth. First team to get that in the USL Championship in the playoffs, presented by Terminix. Mechanic again tied that scoring record over for Charleston. 25th goal in a 2-1 win over Sacramento. He's pouring them in this year, JJ.
He's lighting them up, and there's still 5 games left, so I suspect he's going to smash that record of 25 goals. He's equalized it so far, but I think he's going to get well past that. Maybe he'll even make the 30-goal mark.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to beat that record. Riverhounds, they are on the move. A 2-0 win over Rhode Island FC. They're now undefeated in their streak of 10, and right now, that would be a team to watch out for in the East. As you know, not always maybe the team with the most points within the season, the hottest team entering the playoffs and single elimination playoffs, always the most dangerous.
It seems like every year around this time of year, each fall, the Riverhounds and Bob Lilly, the legendary coach for the Riverhounds, seem to make their move at the end of the season when it really matters most as they head into the playoffs. So that's going to be a very dangerous team moving into the playoffs.
And that's a look around the USL Championship here this evening. Again, Memphis FC, they've got just 5 matches left in the season after this one wraps up. And then into those playoffs. And here's how it stacks up. Memphis had a chance to be sitting in second place tonight, but played to that scoreless draw on Wednesday night. So they're able to grab 3 points, depending on how the rest of the night bears out. Could end up as high as second. Now, Sacramento's got 3 games in hand, so realistically, Memphis 90FC wants to press and get ahead of Oakland and Colorado Springs. So realistically, JJ, a 3 seed is what you're looking at. If you get some help, if some people can knock out Sacramento, those games at hand, then you potentially could get the 2 seed. Still alive down here, Monterey Bay, San Antonio, and Orange County. They're all chasing Tulsa right now.
It's such a tight race, this playoff race. Of course, New Mexico United, they pretty much separated themselves away from the pack. 10 points clear in first place in the Western Conference with 51 points. But pretty much everything else, Jeff, is up for grabs.
Things looking good right now for Memphis 91FC. Detroit City with a 1-0 win against New Mexico tonight. Indy 11 over El Paso 3-1. Loudoun United, they beat Birmingham, doubled them up 4-2. Hartford Athletic with another shutout, this time over Miami. You see the rest of the scores. Here in Memphis, it's 2-0 Memphis 91FC. Now, here's how things happen. And 91FC got out to a quick start. There's the red card from Justin Malou on the push. They didn't waste much time. They carded him quickly and got him off the pitch. Couldn't believe it.
Really incredible action right there, right away. And then not too long after that, Marlon was sprung in by Lucas Turchi. Took a touch right around Jake McGuire and just slotted in left foot. That made it 1-0 for 91FC.
Got him moving to his right. That was a nice second move that time by Marlon. That put Memphis on top, and 91FC again.
More chances. We see Dylan Borzak. He was a part of a lot of the action, but look at this free kick right there. That was Louis Perez. Smashed it off the post for North Carolina FC. Fortunately for Tyler Derrick, that didn't go in.
Borzak's beautiful feed, and Marlon's got a brace.
Once again, we see Dylan Borzak streaking down the line, and what a pass. Cutback that was to Marlon for his second goal.
Here is the way it shakes out in the 2-0 lead right now, and as you would expect, a man up with 42.5 minutes to play in the opening half. Dominated 73 to 26%. Outshot North Carolina FC 11-2, 6-0 on goal. Big number when you have the advantage. 335 to 124 on the passes and the duels at 66%. Fouls about even 5-3. North Carolina with the 5 at this point.
And of course, most importantly, you saw that top stat. It'll appear in your top left corner, 2-0 up for the boys in white this time. Memphis 901 FC. They fully deserve to be in the lead right now. Quite honestly, it could probably maybe be a few more goals. Maybe it could be 4 or 5-0 up at this point, but we'll see what 901 FC has in store for the second half.
Jake McGuire made a couple of really nice saves that kept it just a 2-0 advantage. Little rain coming down now here in Memphis, Tennessee, and we have seen plenty of that this week. We'll tell you more about it in just a moment. As a counterattack opportunity for North Carolina, and a great job with the left foot that time by Derek to prevent the crossing pass from coming any further. Still in trouble, though, as it will be Esri Brewer Jr., who's checked in to start the second half. On to the near side. Well, we got our match in unscathed Wednesday night with Francine bearing down, and just to be frank, dumped a lot of water on Memphis on Thursday into yesterday, and now we're still seeing residual showers. It's really picking up here in Memphis.
It's coming in down in sheets. You see Olex Anderson streaking down the line. Man, he showed a lot of pace on that run, but what a save that was from Tyler Derrick. Was in great position to be able to have the kick save on the cross.
Now here's what potentially could be something that evens things out once this track, and boy, I tell you what, for those that are watching from North Carolina, they won't understand just the sheer amount of saturation the city has gotten over the last 48 to 60 hours from Francine. As good as this pitch is held together here tonight, you got to really tip your cap to the grounds crew at AutoZone Park and the staff here for Memphis 901 FC. But now this could equalize some stuff up here, because you're going to get some skidding with the ball, a little hydroplaning. If it really dumps a lot of water on that, a ball slides off a foot, any odd thing could happen here over the last 45.
Yeah, it can certainly make the game maybe a little bit ugly. And if you're both of these teams, you definitely want to take shots on goal. You mentioned it, Jeff. It's going to be a really wet, slippery surface. That means those keepers' gloves are going to be a little wet as well. The ball could skip any kind of crazy way. Sometimes it'll even pick up speed as it kicks off the turf on this wet grass. So if you're 901 FC especially, you want to keep testing Jake McGuire. Take a lot of shots on goal.
Right now, even though it's coming down pretty heavy, there wasn't a big cell over the downtown Memphis area, and don't really think it's going to last too long here. We'll see how much more we get, but already we saw the quick burst. It's pulled back just a little bit, at least, into the 18.
The bluff always protects us, Jeff.
You're absolutely right. Look, it could have been, we got a lot of rain the last 3 days, but not nearly some of the wind they were predicting. So you're correct. The bluff remains, I think, undefeated here.
Undefeated. It defends Memphis.
The meteorologists say that scientifically not proven, but it passes the eye test.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, we have Santos down behind the play for Memphis. And play continues as Marlon is still down in the midfield circle. Caught something high or low on the shin, right above the tongue of the shoe. So we got clipped there. See if we can see where he went down.
Oh, looked like his left ankle. That ankle that was planted there, looked like it kind of rolled on him a little bit, and looks like he's up walking right now, but he's walking a little bit gingerly.
Got tied up, I believe it was Bryce Washington he got tied up with.
Yeah, you can see him with the grimace right there, but he looks to be okay. I think that was a thumbs up there by the athletic trainer. 901 FC certainly wants to keep Marlon in this match, at least for a few more minutes. It'd be great to see him get his third goal for the hat trick.
Yeah. They sprayed it with that cold spray. You can see that it's not smoke, but it's the residuals out of that cold spray.
That's the magic spray.
That's it.
Heals all.
You got the bluff and the magic spray. Bluff City's going to turn into the Magic City. Here he comes. Marlin throws it in on net right into the hands of Jake McGuire.
Whatever's in that bottle, Jeff, I think I need it. He went from limping to sprinting. Full speed down the line.
And now out to the right side. One-man advantage for 901 FC again after a third-minute red card on North Carolina FC on Justin Malou. Now just a quick heavy shower. It's already gone. Lapa feeds it through, and Marlin trying to go low, and McGuire slides in front. Got him off just a little too early as well. He's been close to getting that third tonight.
Yeah, what a touch that was from Noe Mesa and Bruno Lapa being unselfish there, trying to slot Marlin in, but Marlin just a touch offside. But I think Stephen Glass is going to be pleased with seeing his striker continuing to be hungry to get in the back of those North Carolina FC center backs.
Well, if I'm Stephen Glass, I'm encouraging him not to run anything up or put it on anyone, but as we talked about, it's been since June 28th since he's put one in net. I want him confident and, streaking with 5 matches left headed into the playoffs.
And so far, he looks really fantastic. He's been making intelligent runs. He's such a quick player, and his finishing has been pretty much on point in this match as well. See the foul there from Zach Duncan. He's got to be careful, or I think a yellow card might be coming for him. But Marlin has just had so many opportunities, what you love to see, just the quantity of shots he's gotten in goal. Jake McGuire's done pretty well, too, to make saves on 3 or 4 of them.
Turning that time, Mensingen. Well, and that ball is left alone to Brewer. Puts it back, slots it into the 18, and Memphis able to clear it out of bounds. So, kind of to your point, you're in the 52nd minute. You're up a man. You're leading 2-0. You got to keep your emotions in check. You don't want to start logging yellow cards. You surely don't want a red card. You want to keep everybody eligible for each game here. You don't want to do anything foolish. You really got to manage your emotions here.
Yep, you got to stay patient because sometimes when referees give red cards to other teams, I know they're not supposed to, but sometimes they try to almost even it up.
Wow, they were looking for Ezra Armstrong again over to the left. Now they get repositioned for Derek sends it away. '53rd minute, 68% possession here for 901 FC. They've won over 61% of the duels. Numbers you would expect. And if you're just tuning in, I know that those numbers to your ear jump out, but it's been a man advantage since the 3rd minute.
Yeah, but at the same time, 901 FC, they've been going hard. I think they're the more physical team. They've got some really athletic players, some players with good size as well, and I think they've just been hungrier, and they're here at home. I think they were very frustrated by that 0-0 draw versus Hartford Athletic. And Stephen Glass, I'm sure he told them during the short rest to say, hey, guys, I want to be more physical. I really want to get after this team. And here they go off to the races again.
Ward tried to slip it through to Marlin. No counter that time. Dispossessed. Hyman's got it. Hyman controls. Takes a long look, has all the time in the world at Duncan. Well, the one thing that at least the players are unaware of now, and probably Stephen Glass, for not giving him reports of what's going on around the league, that 901 FC now on the live standings as games are in progress, sitting in 3rd now, just to point out of 2nd and try to slip it through again, and Derek's going to pounce on it just ahead that time of Noe Meza, who's in the 2nd half. But Memphis is now only 1 match behind as far as games in hand. Colorado Springs in their 28th match. Memphis 901 FC in their 29th. They've gotten a little bit of help, so all of a sudden, once this match is over, they check things. They're going to see, okay, still may need a little help. Someone's got to beat Colorado Springs with that match in hand, but there's 15 points available, 5 matches left. Who knows what will happen?
Jeff, this has really been one of the most interesting seasons I've seen in a long time with the USL Championship in terms of the number of teams being in contention this late in the season. I mean, you got, virtually almost 8, 9, 10 teams that could be vying for playoff position, and a lot of those could maybe even be vying for home field advantage.
They worked it off Lapa's foot now. Barlin trying to get that second touch over to Duncan, and they wrestle each other down. Duncan stays up, and that's going to be whistled. Don't think a card's going to be issued. Maybe a foul. Let's see if they just call it out of bounds. I think just the whistle. He's going to warn them. You don't want to get the foul. They got tied up.
Yeah, you see him with those fingers up. He's counting. I think he held up 3 or 4 fingers. He's saying, hey, look, I've blown the whistle on you a lot, and I haven't given you a card, so I think one more and you're going to get a card. But not only FC, they just need to stay patient right now. You see him trying to slot guys through, and the runs in the pass are just a little bit off. The timing's a little bit off. I think if they stay patient, continue moving the ball around, draw out this North Carolina FC defense, and then go for goal.
To your point, though, JJ, going back to the standings real quick, 11 of 12 teams in contention still in the Western Conference. New Mexico United has separated themselves. Barring disaster, they're going to take the 1 seed. El Paso Locomotive, really the only team out of it, because 9, 10, and 11 all have 28 points, 3 points shy of Tulsa in 8th place. So you're talking about these teams having anywhere from 5 to 6 matches left, and you got 11 out of 12 teams in playoff contention. That USL League office has to love that.
Oh, yeah, it just builds up excitement. It also shows the depth of the league. You've got so many teams with so many good players that are really vying for position. So there's not a very, really clear winner. Yes, of course, you still have your Louisville City FCs and your New Mexico United's perennial great teams, but there's so many really great teams in this league.
I think that's going to be a fun final weekend of this regular season. To the left side, Armstrong. Armstrong was caught off. Tried to make the turn. Memphis did a nice job getting back and cutting things off in that corner.
Ezra Armstrong has been really impressive in this match. I know it's been a really tough match for him in terms of his team being 2-0 down and a man down, but you saw the amazing run that he did just there, taking on 2, 3, 4 901 FC players, and he's got his squad in a pretty good opportunity to maybe get a goal here.
Maldonado will take the corner. This will swing in. Low angle. Oh, and a loose ball, but it's going to go high. Not sure who that was that slipped about 10 yards high for 901 FC. It wasn't that they were out of position. That's his footing came out from under him, and that left the ball loose.
Fell right to the feet of Colin Martin, who just got it all wrong. He was about, 10 yards out away from goal. It was on his weaker left foot, but he's got a decent left foot, and he just took a wild swipe at it. He almost maybe surprised himself that he was so wide open, and very fortunate 901 FC is for that to not end up in the back of the net.
2-0 Memphis, 58th minute. Had a little shower about 10 minutes ago, but still sitting at 72 degrees. Just a little light breeze here tonight in downtown Memphis. It got in here and got out quick as far as that rain. Starting to see the fans sprinkle back down out from under the upper deck. Little slide tackle. Chance for a counter. Metzingen touched it. They got 3-on-3. Trying to get the ball settled down around Sissoko to the far post of Derek, but just a little shallow.
It's a great move there from Olex Anderson. Number 9, the winger for North Carolina FC. I tell you what, he's come on this pitch and he's made a lot of things work. See the ball sprayed wide from Colin Martin there, and Olex Anderson's got Abdoulaye Sissoko on an island and goes wide, and it's out of bounds. It goes across the inline, and it's called a corner kick by Kalen Radosov, the official.
Corner of the way punched away by Derek Maldonado on that corner, and Turchi may have caught a little piece of that punch too.
Yeah, you see Lucas Turchi holding his head, and that's automatically signaled a head injury, and you see Kalen Radosov, the center official, telling Lucas Turchi to stay down, but as soon as a player goes down grabbing his head, that's grounds for stopping play immediately. You see here, looked like Tyler Derrick
caught it.
Yeah, got him with the elbow right to the back of Lucas Turchi's head. See the thumbs up there. Lucas Turchi's going to jog off the field, but he does have to come off the pitch, Jeff, because that's the concussion protocol right there. He's not in the concussion protocol, but you can't take any chances. He's got to get checked out. He's got to come off the field for further testing, but he looks to be okay.
So here in the 60th minute, 30 plus stoppage time remain for 901 FC here at home. For 901 heads back on the road, but going to be a tough one on the 28th up at Louisville City. Ward battling 1-on-2. Nice job to get out of trouble by Ward. Found Duncan.
It's a pretty amazing play there from Akeem Ward. Now you see 901 FC starting to show off a little bit. 1 and 2 touches. Akeem Ward sliding on the ground but keeping possession. Starting to look real nice out here for 901 FC.
They're going to Lapa. Got a lot of room to maneuver. Got Marlin in the middle. They left it from him. Ward will give and go. Lapa trying to make his way around. Still the numbers bearing out for 901 as they have 6 back against Memphis. Little fortress back there for North Carolina FC right now. They're going to get something, and right now it's Alex Anderson, the only one ahead. They would just have to throw it long to him. '62nd minute, and 901 FC with a 2-0 advantage. Talked about some of the numbers so far. Memphis out shooting North Carolina 11-3, 6-0 shots, 1 goal. Surprised they didn't get credit for the ball that hit the post at least.
Yeah, but it's technically not a shot on goal, because it doesn't have a chance of going in. I always found that strange as well, but I guess it makes sense.
That's
if it's going off the post.
It is the goal.
Yeah. It's a shot on the goal.
It's one of those crazy things in sports. If it hits the foul line, it's actually fair. So.
Yeah.
Off the chest of Turchi.
See Lucas Turchi keeping possession right there. Off the chest on the end line. He's trying for the nutmeg there. The center back was, but fans got to remember Lucas Turchi's a Swiss Army knife. He's played all over the field for 901 FC, and he's done great things. I mean, center back, holding mid, attacking mid. He's even played some striker as well. He can score goals. He can defend. He can do everything.
They've got Marlin and Borzak in there, and it looked like that just gets ahead of Quezada before he can turn and throw it into the 18.
Quezada's been really impressive tonight, slotting into the lineup at right back for 901 FC, taking the spot of Oscar Jimenez, but been very impressed with Alvaro Quezada as well as Akeem Ward. Akeem Ward is always impressive, night in and night out. I think he's one of the best fullback, if not the best fullback in the entire USL Championship.
It's time to be McGuire with clearance. Back from Turchi. Derek out of the 18. Got to play it with his feet. Again, you see North Carolina FC playing with 10 men on the Justin Malou red card in the 3rd minute. Captain Ward. Duncan Borzak's calling for it. Couldn't quite get it to him in time. Hyman touches it to Borzak. He runs into a couple of numbers there. Armstrong came in from behind. Tried to touch it off the foot of Anderson, and he gets tripped up by Sissoko, and that will be the foul.
Yeah, not a bad foul taken there from Abdoulaye Sissoko. Professional foul there, but you're taking the foul about, 65 yards away from goal. And give your team time to get back.
6 foul on Memphis, 5 on North Carolina FC tonight. But the big one was the red card. Sissoko. And they lose numbers. That'll be the 6th foul on North Carolina FC. And a yellow card. And they're going to get Colin Martin.
Marlin's just been such a handful all night long for that North Carolina back line and midfield, as now he's given Colin Martin some heartache as well, as Colin Martin earns himself a yellow card. You see the entry ball there from Sissoko, and you see Marlin just get his body in between the ball. Colin Martin just swings right through him and earns himself a yellow card.
Memphis 901 FC again with the 2-0 lead. Trying to stay above that 4th place line for home field advantage. in the playoffs, at least for one match. They're trailing Colorado Springs by a point in the standings. Will Marlin stay on? He does, but he runs into two defenders. Here's Lapa, and he'll send that one wide to the right. Meanwhile, Colorado Springs with the 1-point lead. They're in the 65th minute with a 1-0 lead against Charleston right now.
That's a pretty important result for the Western Conference and for 901 FC, as those two teams are really battling for home field advantage in the Western Conference playoffs.
It'll be a fun time of the year. You concentrated on your club and also get the scoreboard watch a little bit. 4 wide, 4-on-4, and caught the fingertips of Tyler Derrick.
It's a really important touch from Tyler Derrick there. I think that one was going to fly into the back of the net. She saw it got on him in a hurry, but Olex Anderson has come on and done a really nice job for North Carolina FC, but a rip there from Evan Conway. We haven't called his name in a while, but Tyler Derrick stood strong in between the pipes.
They'll put Conway right in the middle of everything. Go on this corner kick. Maldonado. This will move outward. And cleared outside the attacking third. Now they'll push it back in. Service into the 18. The header clearance again. 67th minute. Little bit of traffic. North Carolina FC again. They're going to go long, trying to keep things on side and a little bit behind Metzigen. Couldn't quite get control. If that is a little bit ahead, here's the left footer, and that's going to ricochet off the top of the net. If that's settled into Metzigen, he's got an opportunity. He's got a clear path from about 12 yards out right on goal.
Yeah, two really strong balls from Evan Conway there, and you mentioned it came off the back of Metzigen, and some kind of desperate defending from 901 FC, but really good block from Alvaro Quezada. You see Tyler Derrick sprinting off his line. And I'm sure if he's talking to the official or to his defense to say, hey, guys, wake up.
It's going to be Maldonado to take the corner again. This time from the right of net, as they will separate. Looks like Marlin in there and Craig. And you see them bunch right up. They're tugging each other's jerseys. Header, and looks like Memphis may have been the last to touch it off the head, and they were. So long jog here for Maldonado, just jogging back and forth, corner to corner.
I've been very impressed with Maldonado's service on these corner kicks. He's whipping it into the same spots every time, but Lucas Turchi and Abdoulaye Sissoko, the center backs for 901 FC, have stepped up big each time with big headers, big clearances out of the box.
They make the turn. They go a little high, and Craig had the first touch. It's pushed away down the sideline. So Memphis are going to leave a little breathing room there. As you see on the sideline, it's going to be Armanakis and Fernando. Look like they're going to be coming in. So you're going to get a couple pair of fresh legs in. Arbanakis, again, been so outstanding since being signed in midseason with 3 goals. Fernando, a couple of goals, 2 assists. Another fine match tonight by Duncan as he makes his way off.
Yeah, good performance from Zach Duncan. He was all over the pitch. I think that's a really good sub to bring him off, though, because he's been busy, and the center official, Kalen Radisov, has kind of been on his case a little bit. He never got a yellow card, surprisingly enough, but I think he was on his way to doing that. And there's no need to risk a player getting a yellow card or red card in this match when you've pretty much got it won.
Near Fernando, Ward comes to help out. Turning is Anderson. Anderson caught up between 2 defenders. Fernando into the middle. Or maybe better served. Clearance, but they will go back to Derrick, and he's just going to punch it out there to midfield. Now Memphis on the run. They've got 4 wide. Fernando on the sideline. Leaves it back. Nice delivery to Fernando, and he scores! Ricocheted off the post. 3-0. Memphis 901 FC, his 3rd goal of the season.
I think that was maybe his 2nd or 3rd touch since stepping on to the field That's what you call a super sub, Jeff Brightwell. What a finish this was as well. We see Fernando plays it, lays it off, and then makes the run. What a finish this is as well. Just near post, top corner. Nothing at all Jake McGuire could do about that. What a ball that is from Noe Meza as well. But just top corner off the inside of the post. And Fernando goes and celebrates with his team.
That was the cruel post on Wednesday night, and tonight banks in for 901 FC.
Cruel for North Carolina FC tonight in the first half, but very kind to Memphis 901 FC, the home team, in the second half.
70th minute is when he scored. Now we roll into the 71st. So Marlon a pair of goals, Fernando a goal tonight.
That's how you make an impact right there, stepping on the field. Noe Mays has done really, really well since he's been on the field as well. That was a sub for Samuel Cariaga. Noe Mays with the assist. He just laid it right off, right into the path of Luis Fernando. So some great substitutions by Stephen Glass.
I'm sure Stephen Glass, even in the 70th minute, still felt pretty confident with 20 minutes to go, a 2-goal lead. Never know. North Carolina was playing relatively aggressive, down a man here over the last 15 minutes, but the third goal is pretty much the cherry on top as you got Lapa down.
Yeah, it looks like Olex Anderson earned himself a yellow card as well. He came in late on Bruno Lapa. Completely unnecessary. I know he's trying to work hard for his team. He has brought a lot of energy into this game, but you certainly can't do that.
Now they'll plead their case. Anderson will, but they're not gonna turn anything over.
No, you see Olex Anderson. He's pointing to the other side of the field. Maybe he felt like he was hard done on the other side of the field, but he was lunging after it and caught the toe of Bruno Lapa. I don't think it was anything malicious, but at the same time he was late. You see him working hard for his team.
901 down the left side. Marlon gives it back to Ward. Tried to serve down the middle. I believe that was Armanakis who he saw up front.
You see Akeem Ward, he just never quits. As soon as he loses the ball, he's just trying to go get it back. And a lot of contact there between Emerson Hindman and Rafa Menzigan, but 901 FC continuing just to be physical and to apply a lot of pressure to this North Carolina FC side.
73rd minute.
See Rafa Menzigan hitting Emerson Hindman with a little bit of a nutmeg there, and Emerson Hindman just not letting him get by. It's a good professional foul from Emerson Hindman.
Right now, I'm sure it's where Stephen Glass really stresses to his team. You saw the 2 subs. Never know if you may get another sub in before the end of the match, but just keep everything in check now. Things starting to get a little physical. Yellow card and a couple of fouls late here. Some pretty big contact. At this point, if you're 901, just finish this thing out, get the 3 points.
Yeah, I wonder how long Stephen Glass is going to leave in Marlon, the striker for 901 FC, up top. He's sitting on a hat trick, so I know he wants to stay in and complete that hat trick, but at the same time, this game is pretty much over. You're up 3-0 and you're up a man. Do you want to try to get him his hat trick and boost his confidence, or rest his legs and try to avoid injury?
Right now, what you want to do is you want to get this win, go in and catch about the last 10 minutes of that Colorado Springs match, see if Charleston can help Memphis out, and you actually vault into second place tonight.
And that'd be really incredible, and it certainly wouldn't be anything unusual, as Charleston Battery is one of the best teams in the league, certainly one of the best teams in the USL Championship Eastern Conference. So I think there's a lot more left in that match.
Nifty move there by Brewer Jr. Kept it in bounds off the goal line, prevented a corner kick, and is actually going to get possession for his club there as the hand went up. Still nifty moves back there. Wesley Brewer Jr. only playing here in the second half, so.
Yeah, North Carolina FC, they've done a fine job in the second half. They brought in some guys that have brought energy, but just haven't been able to have that killer instinct inside the 18-yard box. And, of course, you're down a man as well, and you're facing a high-powered Memphis 901 FC offense.
901 now with 45 goals on the season. They have really done a nice job up top this year. Here's Hindman. Serves it through. Looks like Ward stays on, and Ward leaving it in the middle. Maybe looking for that header coming through, a little wide of the post, and just a little bit ahead.
It's a great ball right there. It might have been Armanakis that slotted Akeem Ward through, and Akeem Ward just slamming that ball across the 6-yard box. Got a little high on him. I would have personally loved to see him taking a shot in there.
Fernando with a big smile after he saw that ball go through. Probably just telling his teammate, hey, you almost had it. I got one. You almost had it. But what a pickup he has been. Mid-season pickup. Picked up 3 goals. He and Beccaro in mid-season along with Tristan Henry. But got to give credit to 901 for making those mid-season moves. I mean, when Tristan came on, that's when Henry was, or Tyler Derrick was a little banged up. He had played every minute in net, and just for Tristan Henry to come in and give him a little spell of relief. Now you've got 2 quality keepers for 901.
That's the job of the front office. Caleb Patterson-Sewell, the acting sporting director for 901 FC, has just done a great job with talent evaluation.
It's a head and a slip will go through.
Not only talent evaluation, but the ability to bring those players in as well, because you can identify them, but then you got to be able to negotiate contracts and do everything else to be able to bring them in to compete for this team, and he certainly has been able to do that for the last several seasons.
Right, and let's face it, everyone at this point in the season, whether it's a USL Championship team or another league, needs mid-season help. Teams in contention looking to make mid-season moves. Here's Marlin trying to make a move through 2 defenders. Numbers bear out for North Carolina.
It's a very long season. Players get injured. A lot of things happen. You have to be able to pivot. I hate using that word. We used it way too much over the last couple of years, but you got to be able to be flexible. You got to bring a lot of players in and have a very deep squad if you want to compete in this league at a high level.
Foul outside the 18 and a yellow card. Soko can't believe it.
I think it's a good call from our center official. Kalen Radosov is Olex Anderson once again getting Sissoko on an island, and Sissoko just completely pushing him down there. He got absolutely no ball. It's definitely a yellow card, and once again it'll be a dangerous position for North Carolina FC.
Humorous when you're 3 up and you get the yellow card because of the reaction of Sissoko, as if he could not possibly believe there was a whistle or a yellow card when we saw the replay and both hands go forward.
Yeah, it's one of those where he's trying to plead his case. I think he'll go back and watch that and be like, yeah, I think I probably deserved that. It'll also be interesting to see if he stays on the field now with a yellow card as a center back. Do you want to get him off? I believe Tulu is on the bench. Maybe you bring in another center back so you avoid Sissoko getting the second yellow, getting a red. I think even still, this game is probably still over, but Sissoko, of course, would miss the next match as well. Yeah. So I think Stephen Glass is probably looking up and down his bench. He might decide to get a sub for Abdoulaye Sissoko.
Lingen over there. See if he's the one that's going to take it. You've got 2, Maldonado and Mensingen. He'll take it with the right foot, and that's going to sail high. So no danger there in the 78th minute. Now into the 79th minute. We had 3 minutes of stoppage time in the first half. I'd imagine it'll be right around there, maybe a minute less here in the second frame. And over to the Ward to the near wing. Ward again works it up into the center. Lapa flips the field to the right side. We've got Fernando and Marlin ahead. Back to Meza. That was again, just a great feed by Meza on the Fernando goal.
Right into the path of Luis Fernando. Great run from Fernando, and what a finish that was. That's going to be one of the goals of the season, certainly one of the goals of the week in the USL Championship.
80th minute. At times, Sissoko takes the foul, and this time it's Anderson delivering a little push in the back.
I think Sissoko might be pretty fortunate that foul was called on Anderson. I could understand the frustration of Anderson there. As you see, it was a great ball. And Anderson just springing the space. Well, it looks like their feet got tied up a little bit. Sissoko did a great job of getting in front of Olex Anderson. But those 2 center backs, Abdoulaye Sissoko And the other center back, the other big center back, Lucas Turchi, they've been so brilliant for 901 FC all season long.
Well, Memphis is going to need these 3 points because they're not going to get any help tonight around the league. They're in the 80th minute as Santos will now check off the field. What a game he had, 2 goals. But Colorado Springs just taking a 2-goal lead in the 80th minute at Charleston. But Memphis puts himself in really good position as we've talked about the standings, just a point out of second place after this evening. Out of the 18, Derek moves it along to the right. High bounce, Fernando over his head. Never would get settled down there. Now they'll find Cervania. Have the ball taken. That'll be Baquero. One of the 3 midseason acquisitions, along with Armanakis and Tristan Henry. Meanwhile, for North Carolina tonight, they're going to lose some ground. Rhode Island now 4 points ahead. What a job the new team's done. Rhode Island FC, they're above the playoff line out east with the end of the season within sight. '82nd minute, Memphis content to move the ball around here over their final 8 or so minutes. Get a chance to make a run. I would imagine you do it otherwise. Just possess. 901 FC gets it over to Meza. Feeds it back from distance. Never made it through off the foot of Quezada. Along the back line again, they'll find Turchi. Smart football here by 901 FC. Just play the possession game. Stay spaced out. Keep your feet moving. Keep the time ticking away.
Yeah, I think both of the teams at this point are probably pretty comfortable with this result. I mean, I don't think North Carolina FC, they might not be comfortable with it, but I think they've pretty much accepted their reality. At least Olex Anderson hasn't. Actually, he's hustling hard as he's ever hustled, imploring his team to please step up, guys. This game isn't done yet. I know as tired as y'all are and as defeated you might be, but here comes 901 FC once again.
Well, Fernando stayed on. That's going to be high. Here's Ward. Ward threw it in there. He was looking for Baquero, but maybe a half step off. So Tulu's coming in, Sissoko, and you made that call. Good time to get Sissoko off the pitch. He had picked up the yellow, and then he had taken a push from behind. Didn't want anything to escalate.
Absolutely, and you want to keep Sissoko. You want to keep his record clean in terms of not getting that record card, that red card. 901 FC will certainly need him in their next matchup against Louisville City FC. That one is not going to be easy.
84th minute. 901 FC just about 6 or so minutes away from win number 12 and result number 19 of the season. Boy, he's navigating a maze just to try to muscle his way through there. It's still loose. They are doing everything they can to fight the ball through, and finally Tyler Derrick says, I'll just take it myself.
Now it looks like it's a penalty kick here.
Yeah. There's great effort, clogged up too much, and their effort pays off.
Yeah, it looks like there was an initial foul there. Ja'Cory Hayes almost got pulled down, but look at Ezra Washington here with the nutmeg on Lucas Turchi in the box.
Yeah,
and Lucas Turchi just completely pulls him down there. It's going to be a penalty kick, and not too much that 901 FC can say about that, but Ezra Washington has continued to show his skill set in the second half. Although his team has been down, he's been very impressive with his dribbling.
Well, chance for North Carolina at least get a goal on the board. Never know if they end up in tie for 8. Goal differential comes into play. Anderson stands over the ball. And we're ready to go. Runs right up, hits the post again, but no one able to pick up the rebound. And now they may wave this one off. Derek quickly got it out of there.
It's chaos, Jeff.
Not exactly sure what the second call was after the post.
Did they call it? Looks like they called a foul. Well, it was an offside.
Yeah.
And Tyler Derrick, he knew the ball careened off the post, came right back to Olex Anderson, who scored, but Tyler Derrick had his hand up right away that Olex Anderson was offside.
Heads up play. Heads up play by Tyler Derrick.
And Tyler Derrick so far retains the clean sheet for 901 FC. It was tough to tell, Jeff, if Tyler Derrick got a hand on that and touched it onto the post, or if it just hit off the post and went right back to Olex Anderson.
Well, he made no feigning moves. He went right at the ball. I mean, you're in the modern era. We see a lot of stop, start, short, stutter step. Any way to see if you can catch a keeper moving one way or another. He went right at it. Was that close, but it remains 3-0.
Either way, you got to give a lot of credit to Tyler Derrick. Whether he saved it or not, he still guessed the right way, and I think he made Olex Anderson push it even more wider than he wanted to originally.
So 87th, about to be the 88th minute here in Memphis. And again, probably couple 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes of stoppage time. Derrick, a lot of distance on that one, and a whistle. Over to the left. They got Anderson in the center. A lot of contact over there, trying to keep him parallel. That time on the push was Armanakis. He draws the foul.
It's well done from Jaden Cervania. The quick left-footed player got cut in front of Armanakis, and Zagavaro Kazada is sticking his nose in there trying to be a pest.
I think he was trying to tell Cervania that's where he sprayed the line, and you just immediately rolled it over the line. Maldonado is going to take it. He's been taking the corners, so this little short chip shot is as good as a corner. He can hammer it in there if he wants to. He will. Looks for the upper 90 on the backside. Thought maybe he may try to keep the elevation a little lower and just hope for a deflection if you can really just zip one in there.
And that one looked like frustration from Maldonado. He served in a really consistent ball all evening, and you could tell that one he tried to put a little more extra oomph on that ball, and I think there were some tired legs in there as well. He leaned back too far and sailed over the crossbar.
Fernando chasing it now. Baquero thought about winding up, knew that ball wasn't going to get through from where he was, and then Meza came in, trying to get the little pickpocket. Meanwhile, it's Ward. Ward gets it. Ward's got a chance. He'll squirt it through. Not enough on that one, and caught a piece of someone. Well, it's funny, Baquero, you could tell that right leg. He was going to wind up, then all of a sudden the defender slid right in front of him.
He certainly thought about it, and I think you're right. I think the defender for 901 FC just maybe cut off his angle just enough for him to be like, you know what, let's just keep possession and move this ball around. But it'd be great to see if John Baquero can get a shot on goal. He's a very clinical finisher. If he gets a clean shot on goal, I think it'll go in the back of the net.
90th minute, 30 seconds remain, and then we'll find out shortly how much stoppage time we have. Fernando Nifty move behind 1 foot to his right. Accelerates again. Couldn't get the cross off the leg of Brewer Jr.
So Fernando, he's just got that ball on a string. He's lightning quick as well. So tough to mark.
So we are into stoppage time now, and it'll be 4 minutes. They have just let us know 4 minutes of stoppage time. We'll keep that for you, and we'll let you know where we're standing here. So now 901 FC trying to kill off the next 4 minutes of stoppage time as Hayes dances around on the far sideline, goes long. That's going to roll out. It'll be a Memphis ball. Well, 901 FC is going to get to 12, 10, and 7. North Carolina FC is going to drop to 8, 10, and 9. About 3.5 minutes remain in this one. And as we kind of told you, Memphis going to be just a point out of second. They'll be in third place with 43 points. Colorado Springs up 2-0, under 10 minutes to go. They'll have 44 points. They've got 1 game in hand against Memphis. Meanwhile, North Carolina FC with 33 points sit in 11th place, but they are 4 points shy of both Loudoun United and Rhode Island FC, who hold those spots in that final playoff position above the line over in the East. 901, meanwhile, will be at Louisville City. They'll play the team that's already clinched. Champions of the Eastern Conference, at least in the regular season. They gained the 1 seed into the playoff. Fernando. Into the corner. Little heel kick back. Now he gets it back, and Armanakis kept it in there at first, I thought, and he did too, but I think Armanakis knew he wasn't going to get it. Fernando thought he had kept it in it initially.
I think there might have been an offside call there.
Yeah. That's why you can see Armanakis just throw his head up out of frustration. And Churchy down. I don't know if he caught it in the back of the calf or he caught a cramp or if there was contact. We see Anderson walking away. About 2 minutes left here in stoppage time. This will add a little bit to it, as they'll help Churchy up. Down to around 1:45 left here in stoppage time, and a 3-0 Memphis 901 FC lead here in Memphis, Tennessee tonight. Down to the final 90. That'll be Meza. No pressure from Meza, able to keep it for that extra couple of seconds. North Carolina with a counter opportunity late. Little tug there, and here's Lapa. He's got Beccaro to his left. Out to Hyman. Hyman and Beccaro. He slides it over to Beccaro. Under a minute to go in stoppage time. Could go a little bit over a minute after it was Churchy that went down for just a couple of seconds, but about 45 or so seconds remaining in this one, and a 3-0 advantage for 901 FC. He played about 87.5 minutes with a 1-man advantage after the 3rd minute red card tonight on Justin Malou, as we're down to around our last 30 or so.
It's been a very professional performance from 901 FC. Of course, I don't want to say they were fortunate to get the red card. They certainly brought the action to North Carolina FC. Marlon was an absolute handful really all game, but especially for the first 30 minutes of this match. Looked like Marlon was going to get 5 goals in this match. So 901 FC did the work early, and now they finished it.
Now that'll end it right on time with the 4th minute of stoppage time, and an impressive win tonight for 901 FC. They had the man advantage for nearly 88 minutes this evening. Made the adjustments, took advantage. It was Marlon early in the 10th minute, added a brace in the 22nd minute. Then a late goal by Memphis 901 FC. Fernando came in. He had played for about 90 seconds off the bench, made it 3-0.
It's a great super sub from Stephen Glass. Fernando coming in, Noe Meza as well. Those two were able to link up on that third goal, but some really important, great substitutions in the second half for 901 FC.
Final from downtown Memphis, 901 FC, 3-0 winner over North Carolina FC. We'll wrap things up. We'll look at a few of the numbers when we come back to downtown Memphis. Tail hook of it, thankfully.
Yeah,
we may get a little, may spit a little bit more